Hey, welcome back to lesson 2 of 5 of unit economics, where I'm going to help you understand how much you can spend to acquire one new customer. Now, just to start this one off, this is not meant for you to do this right now. I'm going to walk you through how to use the sheet, and then I'll have you do it in the action step in lesson 5. So let's go ahead and hop on over into the deck or the link below this video, where you'll see it in your e-commerce marketing playbook, and you're going to be on the unit economics tab. Now, what this is, it's basically going to help you make sure that you don't just acquire customers at break even, but you also have enough to reinvest back into the business. And I'll walk through how to do that. Um, because if you're just breaking even, you're not really profiting. And if you're in the startup phase, you want to make sure that you have the amount of money you need to invest back into marketing, to invest into your team, and maybe you want to take a little profit out for yourself as well. So there's 4 steps when we look at our unit economics. It's the product you're selling, then what it costs to get your product to your customer, then what the gross margin and net target is, which I'll explain that in a second. And then we'll look at what you can afford to pay a new customer. Now, everything in gray is what you need to put in, and then everything else automatically calculates. You'll notice over here, I've put the definitions for each of these line items. So that way, in case you have any questions, you can easily see, what does this mean? And then here, this is just a note section in case you want to put any notes or ideas that you have. So don't work on this yet, because in the next video, I'm going to be talking to you about the promo specifically, like your intro offer. What is that intro offer? And that's where you're going to put that here, is your, to make sure that we have something that entices people. I'm going to talk about different types of intro offers, where to use them, and then ultimately you'll put it here. But at a high level, you would put in your amount of your product. Maybe the promo costs you $10. Cost of goods sold is maybe $20. Shipping and receiving, let's say it's 5. Transaction fees, usually on Shopify, is 2.9. It's the credit card fee that you see. Pick and pack, let's say we don't have one. Or let's say that's $2. And then let's say shipping and fulfillment is $5. And let's say on average, 3% of people return the product. Now we can see we have a 52% gross margin. Gross margin is the amount of the sale divided or minus the cost of the delivery. So step 1 minus step 2 equals gross margin. Now, your net target is going to be, from that gross margin, how much do you want to keep in your pocket? Maybe you say, I want to keep 25%. So I'm going to keep, about $26 of that total sale. And that's going to help you see, okay, I want to keep half of that. And then it's like, what can I afford to spend for a new customer? Okay, for customer acquisition cost, remember that's new customers, not all customers. And then blended ROAS, meaning all marketing spend divided by all new customers acquired. And that will tell you what your ROAS needs to be here. So now you can see easily, okay, I can only spend on Facebook ads. I can only spend $26 to get a new customer, and I can only spend I have to have a 3.8 ROAS in order for me to hit the targets I want to for my gross and for my net. Now, if I said, okay, I don't want to make anything, I just want to break even, that's going to be a different story. I only need to, I can spend up to $52 to get that customer. And you see how that happens, because we want to keep that extra 26 in our pocket. So now we can't spend it to acquire a customer, which is whole thing in itself. But hopefully this is helpful in just being a resource to you so that you can punch in your numbers to get this for your business. And I'm going to go into it in more depth in the action step and walk you through just like, hey, here, go ahead and take action on this, and explain, talk about the LTV piece, and should I do, if it's AOV versus LTV, which is very simple. You just would, if this was AOV, $100 AOV, you'd put that there. If it's lifetime value, you would need to say, okay, how many orders is that on average? Or how many, what's the overall lifetime value provided? And that may be $300. And on average, are my unit economics pretty much the same for most of the products, or at least close to it? And it'll automatically do the math here for you, and then explain to you, like, if normally you can only spend $100 to acquire a customer on the AOV side, but you said, no, I want to look at LTV, and in 60 days, my LTV somehow goes to 200. Now you can spend $146 versus $52 before to acquire a new customer. So now you can see how some brands can really just bully other brands out of paid media and just customer acquisition when they have a great business model that aligns with growing that LTV quickly over a short period of time, because it allows them to front the marketing costs to make that happen. So hopefully this was insightful and helpful in teaching you about how much you can spend to acquire a new customer. In the next video, we're going to be talking about what's an intro offer and where should you use it. I'm going to go into 3 examples. I can't wait